Hey everyone, it's Brad here from Board Game Geek. I'm here with Dave. Dave, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing great, Brad. Thanks for asking. How are you doing?
I am doing all right. I'm still awake, so that's something.
Uh, Better off than me then. Good, well, good job.
Thank you, thank you. So we're here from Board Game Geek. We do the iOS board games blog, which covers basically all digital board games. We need to rename that eventually. Um,
Yeah, you've been saying that for 4 years
I
now,
have,
so
yeah, I think since the week after we started this.
I think
Um,
so.
I'm wearing another branded hoodie tonight, just to complete the cycle, you know. So.
I can't see you, so I'll
Oh
take
yeah,
your
you
word
can't.
for
That's
it.
right. You're a little bit behind. Uh, but yeah, we are here to talk about digital board games and sometimes games that fall sort of in that genre, but are a little bit outside, maybe originally digital, but have a board game feeling. Um, but yeah,
Strategy games.
yep. And we will
That's it.
be mostly board games tonight, though, I think.
Quite a few of them, yes, except for one category I think is
Oh, right.
specifically not board games. But
That's
other than
true.
that, I think we're pretty much all board games.
So let's go ahead and jump right in. The first category we're going to do tonight is best multiplayer game. uh, or best multiplayer in a game, I guess. I don't know. This is kind of a tough category for me this year. I don't know how it's been for you.
Um, yeah, there's been well, the usual. I play board games online, and that's about it. I don't do a lot of other online gaming.
Right.
Um, so from that standpoint, we talked last time about I've been playing a lot of Brass and Steam online, but there's another title that came out this year that I've been playing quite a bit too. So,
Yeah.
but I think you want to read the our nominees first,
Sure.
even though there's only like two of them. But
Well, yeah. So we have maybe two and a half. I don't know. We've got Twilight Struggle and Patchwork, and I put Clash Royale in there, and I cannot remember why. So Clash Royale is a free-to-play sort of card game, I guess, from the Clash of Clans people.
yeah, and free to play is
A dirty word.
yeah. Well, I don't know. I've played it and it sure seemed like you had to spend money or you were waiting quite a while to open chests or do anything like that. So
Yeah, there's definitely stuff like that. There's also very strict cutoff points that you have to get past. Um, but yeah, do you want to talk to Twilight Struggle a little bit? Actually, I
oh,
only
there
have
you
my
are.
phone hooked up, so
Oh, God, you're wearing a Twitch shirt. What a
it's so snuggly. I love it.
oh my God.
But yeah,
Well, yeah, Twilight Struggle is my pick for best multiplayer game of the year. Simply because I mean, well, Twilight Struggle's been one of my top games for a long, long time now. And until this year, to play it, we had to use a spreadsheet that I downloaded off the Geek. Which I mean, the spreadsheet is incredible. It's fairly amazing, but still, it was kind of a pain. And then you do all the cards on a separate website, and so playing games of Twilight Struggle before this was uh, a learning experience. It was definitely you had to ramp up to figure out what the heck you're doing. And Playdeck knocked it out of the park. I mean, I've played a ton of games online of Twilight Struggle, everything handled by the app. I haven't had any drop games. Um,
wow.
and it's the typical Playdeck polish on their multiplayer with, the options for how long you want your games to go and um, all the options that you expect from all their other games. And it's just perfect. So it's one of my favorite games, and now I can play it with friends online easily, which I couldn't do before.
That's pretty awesome. I mean, it's a pretty complex game, and it's amazing that they made it uh, understandable. I guess when you're bouncing in between different games and coming back after several hours.
Yeah, I mean they really did a good job with the UI of having a log of all the on the bottom of the screen, so you can easily see what happened on every turn. And so yeah, I mean the way they did it was it's very well done, and it for multiplayer it works great. So
Yeah.
so that's my pick.
Well, mine is get to the right screen here. Is Patchwork, which I actually need to hold on just one second. You're not not gonna be able to hear us talk. But yeah, Patchwork is definitely one, not for its online play actually, but I just feel like Patchwork's an amazing two-player game, and with this version, you have the ability to, just pull out your iPad and play with somebody or your phone. So I don't know, Dave, I guess you haven't played this one a lot, but I really,
I've not. In fact, I haven't played it online. I've played it against the AI, but I've not played it multiplayer. So
yeah, I mean the AI is pretty good too, but I just think it's just such a an easy game just to plop down the iPad or you're waiting somewhere with your friend or your partner. So for me, this is a really great one. I don't know if local multiplayer stacks up to what Playdeck achieved with Twilight Struggle. I apologize if you're hearing that. I don't know what's
uh,
going on in my
I
house,
think
but
there's a. I think there's a. I mean, I think there's a market for both of them, right? I mean, I think some games fit the pass and play really well. So,
yeah,
and Patrick is one of them. So that's it's not Patrick's fault. So
that's true. That's true. Um, so yeah, I'm cool with Twilight winning this. I mean, I think what they've done in being able for you to play something that, at least to me, impenetrable online with other people over a lot of time seems worth highlighting, worth celebrating.
I will not argue.
All right. Well, that was a quick one, which as we thought it might be. So Twilight Struggle takes our best multiplayer experience of the year with a Patchwork coming in second place as runner up. The only other nominated game once I took away Clash Royale for whatever reason. I don't remember. I can't recall why I put it up there. Um, all right.
Neither can I.
Let's
All
move
right.
on to the next category.
This is the non-board game one.
Yes. So in this one,
All right.
I don't think we have to battle it out.
No,
It's
it's
more
just
just like
recommendations.
here's
Yeah.
some cool recommendations from the year. So uh, why don't we just take turns going one by one? Just give a quick spiel on what
And
we've
these
played.
are, just so people know, these are not all mobile games either.
Right.
These are basically just digital games that kind of filled up our time for the most part that weren't board game parts. So,
Definitely. Do you want to go first?
but yeah, I mean, I have two that are pretty obvious right away, so I'll just do those. And they're both from Firaxis, and that would be XCOM 2 and Civilization 6, which the fact that they both came out from the same company in the same year is a pretty amazing feat because they're both incredible games.
Yeah.
So, um, and I've played a ton of both of them, like ridiculous amounts of time being dropped into both those games. Um, so can't say much more than that, other than they're fantastic, and I will keep playing them too. I'm not done with either one of them. So
Well, I didn't play XCOM 2 this year, but Civilization 6, I don't know, I really enjoy it. Like as compared to uh, Civ 5 even, it just feels more polished. It feels easier to see what's going on. I love the new district mechanics, which allow you to uh, kind of really plan out your cities and they actually take up space. It's
yeah, and not your cities won't all be exact carbon copies of each other, and yeah, it's pretty amazing. That's a great feature.
yeah,
But everything, I mean, even like Civ 5 needed two expansions before it got religion, and this has religion, it has archaeology, it has all that stuff already in it.
yeah.
They revamped government with the. I love the government system with the cards, and
That's really cool.
yeah, I mean, there's just so much they did right that it's an amazing. Usually, Civ comes out and it's like, hey, it's a good game, and but you have to wait for the expansions to really make it shine. And this one came out of the gate being pretty much perfect as it is. So
Yeah, definitely. And I feel like if you're a Mac user like me, like the Mac version this time is pretty amazing. Like the Civ 5 never ran very well on my Mac, but Civ 6 out of the gate works way better than Civ 5 ever did, in my opinion. I don't know if you've tried it on Mac, but
I only play it on Mac actually, yeah. And yeah, you're right. It does. It plays great and it came out like right away too, which was
yeah,
nice. I'm not sure what the deal is, but usually you have to wait a few months, and it was like only like 2 weeks later, and it was like already out. I was like, holy cow! So,
yeah.
but yeah, no, it's great on Mac and XCOM 2 as well. By the way, XCOM 2 plays great on Mac
Oh,
too. But
really? You
yeah,
just made me think. I don't know. I don't know if I have time to
yeah,
play that game.
and
I wasn't that good at XCOM 1, and I hear XCOM 2 is harder. So,
just turn the difficulty down.
oh, is that an
That's my
option?
secret for everything. I turn the difficulty down. This is my trick. I don't think I've ever played any Civ game over like what is it like Warlord? It's like the second from the bottom because I just want to dominate and build things. I don't want to deal with like being overrun. So yeah, so I play Civ like a total weakling, but I don't care because that's not why I play it.
Yeah.
I basically play Civ to build as many wonders as possible. That's my goal. So
Well, now you get to see the wonders like in a spot and like taking out.
yeah, now they take a broom, so it's harder to build them all. But yeah, I'm still trying. So
I do love like picking some little civ and conquering the entire world. That's always fun too. If you're on an easy difficulty.
yeah, see, I don't even. When I have to do war, I get mad that I have to stop building other stuff to build like units. Then it's like, oh, units, come
That's
on, I don't
fair.
want to build units.
That's fair.
So
I guess I'll do one of mine real quick.
yeah,
Even though I jumped on yours too, but um, Overwatch is something that I wrote an article about earlier this year and got accused of, I don't know, being in love with Blizzard or something. Uh,
never heard of it. What is this game? It's a new one.
Overwatch, it's a shooter from Blizzard. It's a, it's a Team Fortress 2
Blizzard.
clone.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna have
it's
to
a
Google
new
them.
developer, a little indie
Haven't heard
dev.
of them. Yeah,
So what I love about this game is if you are a strategy board game fan, this game is like the shooter for you, maybe. Well, okay, truly World of Tanks is the shooter for you because it's slow and it's
oh
about
god,
tanks. And it's a shooter for old people. But Overwatch has all these different classes and they're really clear how they play. And if you're not good at shooting things, you can be like the dude with the giant shield and you're like, I know what I'm supposed to do. I'm just supposed to stand in front of people and stop them from getting shot and stuff like that. Or I'm the healer and I just know that I'm trying not to get shot and heal everyone. I don't know. If you're looking for a shooter to play and you're a board gamer, I don't know where that Venn diagram crosses exactly, but if that's you, uh, this is a good one. I don't know. I think it's a good fit.
my kids love it. I know that. I I can't play it because I throw up, but otherwise I would. So,
I think
but
it's worth it.
yeah, it looks
Just keep a
awesome.
bowl there and all
Don't
right.
think I haven't thought about it.
Do you want to tell us about Darkest Dungeon?
Well, it's about a dungeon, and it's very, very dark.
Okay,
I mean,
okay.
it's probably the darkest of all the dungeons. It's a well roguelike, I guess, kind of.
Yeah,
Kind of like XCOM, where you kind of have a group of adventurers in this case instead of soldiers, and you send them into dungeons, and it's incredibly hard, and they have horrible things happen to them, and they have emotional scarring, um, and it's just fun to play. I mean, it's hard. I haven't gotten that far, and I've played quite a bit of it, and I just kind of suck at it. But the atmosphere of the game is fun. I love the graphics in the game. It's kind of like paper models almost
yeah.
in a side scroller, and I don't know. It's just cool. It's fun, and I get that feeling like there's always like it's kind of like FTL where you're like, okay, this time I'm going to get a little farther, and I'm going to get a little farther. I'm going to keep going, and um, now this one's a little different because the game doesn't end if you lose a dungeon. You just
Right.
get more guys, but when you lose guys that you've leveled up and stuff that are powerful, it really kind of hurts. It's got that XCOM feel to it.
True.
Um, so it's just yeah, it's kind of I would say it's like the X fantasy XCOM but harder.
And it's PC and Mac right now. Is that correct?
It is, yeah. It's PC
Okay.
Mac and it's on Oh, I shouldn't say. I was gonna say I think it's on both Steam and GOG, but actually
Okay.
I'm not totally sure that it's on GOG.
It's definitely on
Um,
Steam. I don't know
yeah, I have
about
it on
GOG.
Steam, and I think I have it on GOG as well, but I
Okay.
should double check that. Personally, I prefer if I can to get stuff on GOG, I'll do it on GOG. But
Hmm.
um,
And I should probably just mention real quick the stuff we've already talked about. Civ 6 is available on PC and Mac through Steam. I
yes,
believe there might be other channels, but definitely through Steam.
as far as I know, it's just Steam for that one. So
And then XCOM 2 is available on Steam,
yes,
PC, and Mac. I didn't realize it was
yep,
on Mac, but yes. And then it
yep,
also is on consoles now too, so PS4 and Xbox One, I believe, recently
I
released.
believe so. Yes.
So,
And Darkest Dungeon is on Steam or GOG for both PC and Mac. So
okay. And then Overwatch is on PS4, PC, Xbox One. Uh,
yeah, and that you can get from Blizzard.
so I guess
So
I'll just do my two 3DS ones right now. Over here.
yeah,
Um,
because I'm not gonna have a lot to say about them. So go ahead.
okay, I'll just do those real quick. So I have two for the 3DS or your 2DS. They both work. Uh, Picross 3D Round 2, which I know I talked about already, but Picross is a puzzle game where in 3D mode you've got a cube of cubes, a cube of cubes, uh, a three-dimensional shape made of cubes, and you're figuring out which ones you can get rid of, which ones you want to keep, all through just numbers that are on the end of the cube, and you use those to kind of determine what the shape should be. It's really fun. It's a nice brain teaser. It's not like you're a genius, but you feel like a genius, even though you're just like using basic logic to decide what's happening. Like all good puzzles, right? I mean, it's like, great, I figured out this Sudoku, but it was figure outable, right? Like that was something that was
Right.
going to happen. Um, and then the other one I have on 3DS or 2DS is Pocket Card Jockey, which I found a video for, I believe, uh, which is from Giant Bomb. Credit there, credit where credit is due. But it is this weird solitaire game where you're playing solitaire to make your horse run faster in a horse race. And you breed different horses, and they have different abilities, and these abilities can provide you different things in the solitaire game. So it's sort of like Solitarica, I guess, but more solitaire to it. If that less dungeony, more solitaire. Uh, and it's pretty interesting. And this is by
Yeah.
far one of my favorite games of the year. Like
Look at
I,
those horses. Those are great.
yeah, they're really funny actually. Uh, that one looks like a Ponyta, a Pokemon. But anyway,
I don't know what you're talking about.
yeah, I thought I'd just throw that in there just to annoy you real quick. But yeah, this is Pocket Card Jockey. It's only for 3DS right now. I think it could work really well as a mobile game, but not currently. Oh, I forgot to mention Darkest Dungeon. Is that still coming for mobile?
That's the theory, but I have not talked to the developer in a while. And last time I talked to him, it was kind of a yeah, but I'm busy right now.
Okay.
So I don't know if we'll see it for tablets or not. That was
He's
the original intention, though. Yeah.
busy counting his dollar stacks or something.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yes, he's one of those wealthy independent developers. You know how
Yes.
rich they get.
Hey, some of them you get one hit. That Plague
Hmm.
Inc. guy, I think, is doing just fine.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, you want to do your last one?
Yeah. The and this one I haven't played a lot of because it came out kind of late in the year, and I hadn't heard of it. But I guess it was out on PC earlier, but it hit iPad and I think Android. But it's by Klee or Clay. I'm not
Yeah.
sure how to say it. The same guys who did Don't Starve, which is just a great port. And this is Invisible Ink, and it is a um, boy, I don't know, tactical turn-based
Spy game?
stealth kind of like a stealth shooter. Um, you have missions, and you're trying to get certain things in each mission and escape or um, but you have action points, so you can only do certain things, um, and it is the little bit I played of it is really fun. It's really well done. Like it is super polished, like what I'd expect from the guys who did Don't Starve. So,
Mm.
um, but so like I said, I haven't done a lot of that one, but what I have done is intriguing, and I think that's going to be high on my list of what was it what we did games not from this year that I played a lot award
It will
next year. It's going to be
best
on that
old game
list
or
quite a
whatever.
bit because I think I'm going to play it a lot. Yeah.
That's cool.
So, but it did just come out, I think, in December. So it just, it was right at the end of the year.
It was pretty late. You're right.
Yeah.
So my last one is SteamWorld Heist, which man, you really got to play this game, Dave. I know, and everyone should, but it. Uh, I played it mostly last year actually because I think it came on three or early this year or early 2016. Um, but SteamWorld Heist is on mobile and 3DS, and it uh, and maybe consoles now. I don't know. I think it's
Then
actually on
I
Wii
didn't know it
U.
was on. I didn't know it was on 3DS.
Yeah, that's I it came out from 3DS earlier, and then we
It is on. It's on Steam as well.
oh, it is okay. So there's no excuse not to play this game.
Yeah, it's for PC and Mac. Yeah.
Okay. So if you have any digital device, if you're watching this right now, you probably can play this game. Uh, it's a it's like 2D XCOM with better characters. Not to disparage XCOM, but those soldiers are pretty kind of faceless. Um,
Yeah.
and you don't have permadeath here, but you do kind of select a team from all these different robots. But the robots are all funny and dumb looking in the best possible way. And you get bonus points by shooting the hat off of certain robots, which is really cool. Like if you, so you aim, man. Oh, I guess I have the game right here, don't I? Just kidding. I should just show it. Um, so you basically
Here, broken
can
into a million shots.
The
can
big thing is like ricocheting shots, and you're
right.
shooting around angles and stuff like that. And yeah, I have played a little. It is
Like
very
my
very fun.
Faraday.
So
It's pretty cool. So I'm trying to show it here, but yeah. So you control these robots. They kind of look around. You can see different hatches and stuff. Anyway, it's just really cool. Oh, I'm showing the horse video still. Whoops. But yeah.
there it is. Wow, look at those horses.
Sorry, that was my bad. Trying to do a lot of things at once. But yeah, so you open doors, you aim, you can duck behind cover. It's pretty great. So I highly recommend
There it
it.
is.
I know. Sorry about that, guys. My bad. But yeah, so this is, I don't know. I think
It
a
is. It's cool. It's like it's got that like total platform feel, but it's got XCOM mechanics, which is pretty neat. So
yeah, it's a lot of fun. I highly recommend checking it out. And I think it's $10 on iOS, which is a little
it's
steep.
20 on Steam for, and that's like I said for PC and Mac. I'm not sure. It was a little more expensive. It is, yeah, $10 on the App Store.
Yeah,
But it's a premium port. It's not you're getting the full game and it's done really well. It's not
yeah,
they did it totally redid it for touch controls and stuff. So
definitely. It's really great. And yeah, highly recommend it. So that I
it
think is
is
all of our.
not on Android though.
Oh,
So
not an Android. Okay.
well, I don't see it. So
So you have one excuse not to play it. When I mentioned that there were no excuses, you actually, if you're watching us only on an Android phone and you don't own a computer of any kind, then you have an
they
excuse.
they have made some of their other games. That's from Image Informed Games, and some of their other games are for Android. So I'm assuming it'll show up on Android eventually, but it's not there yet. So
Yep. So that's our best old games, or best not board game recommendations for the year.
all
Uh,
right.
so
The
should we?
next one you can handle, and I'm gonna take a nap.
Really? You don't want to talk about this one?
Well, go ahead, and I'll chime in when I can. But this
Okay.
it's such a nebulous category that you know.
in the very douchily named achievement in design, uh, I don't know. This is taken from uh, Giant Bomb has a category called Best Style, which I really like, but I don't know why we don't just call it that. I don't. I guess because I think we had an achievement in design from before, so we kind of just kept that. Um, so these are games that like have a great look and feel and UI and package, and I think that's really important for board game ports because when you're porting a board game, the game should be good, right? The game you're choosing to port or to create a digital version of should be a good game. So it's really up to the team that's making it to do everything else really well because they already have a good game they're working with. So, shall I read the nominees?
Yeah, just yeah, go nuts.
Okay, the nominees are uh, the nominees are Sushi Go, Paperback, Reigns, Suro, Cold Express, Mini Metro, and Twilight Struggle. Excuse me. So,
Great.
that seems like quite the list to me. I guess you haven't played a lot of these ones, or what's your feelings? Why you're not in love with
No,
this category?
I've played all of them, except for no, I've actually played every one of these. Maybe not a lot, but I've played every one of them. So, um, I mean, if we're gonna go for just the most polished and shiny, then I mean, I think Suro is probably close to the top of the list.
Well, let's talk about that one for a
I
minute.
guess that's the problem here with this category is I'm not exactly sure how to,
Well,
what we're looking at here. So
it's up to us to debate it out, I guess.
that's why I said take it away.
Oh, I'm just gonna debate with myself.
Oh no, just you throw down why he thinks something is, and I'll say, oh, that's what we're talking about. Okay, yes, I agree with you.
Well, the reason I think Suro is a really strong contender here is not only does it look beautiful, but it's really easy to play. Like it's really intuitive about what you're supposed to do, right? I mean, like the square I'm supposed to lay something in is lit up, and I can just drop a tile in there. Uh, I don't know.
This
It
is
just seems to me like a really good example of doing it right, of really communicating to players the best, what they need to be doing.
okay. I can see that. Plus, it looks really good.
Plus, it looks really good.
Yeah.
Um, I would say, I put Mini Metro.
Then I would say
Oh, go ahead.
okay. If that's how we're going by that, then I would say Reigns probably is low on my list of this because I played Reigns and I still don't really have a clue as to what I'm doing or why I'm doing it. So,
Yeah, I mean, it's so stylish though.
yeah, that it is. Yes, you're stylish. Um,
But I could see way to trick the devil.
okay.
Yes. Uh,
All right.
what's up?
Complete look. So the thing is, this is like the complete look and feel, the complete package here, right? So this is like they
Yeah.
did everything right. So the game itself might not be great, but just how the app is presented and everything else.
Right.
Okay. Oh boy, Brad. I don't know.
Well,
It's gonna be hard to knock any of these off because they're all done. Well, I mean, even Colt Express, which is probably out of all these the one that I like the least, I think, on mobile, just because I don't think the game itself works
yeah.
great as a mobile game. Um, but it's done in such a. I mean, it's so nice to look at, and they really get the feel of the game and that Western, feel and everything. Like it's so perfect in it, and it's so polished, and it, it's hard to even kick that one off the list. So,
Yeah.
boy,
Well, I can go ahead. I will be willing. I mean, I agree with you on Cold Express. I think if there's one thing it does best, it's style.
yeah, I mean, it
Like,
looks awesome.
and the
Yeah,
way the characters move and those comics, like
right,
it's
right,
really cool.
yeah.
Uh, and like when you go in a tunnel, there's a tunnel. When
That is cool. Yeah, I do like that. The okay, so we won't get rid of Cold Express then yet.
Okay.
How about let's talk about one we haven't talked about, I don't think at
At all.
all, in any category up till now, and that's paperback,
I think we'll be
which
talking
is a
about it a lot more, but yeah, let's talk
we
about this.
will. It's going to come up, but I don't think we've talked about it yet. So paperback is Tim Fowers, basically Scrabble meets Dominion
Right.
game where you're buying letters and building words. Um, and the problem I have, I guess, with it being a full package is there's no multiplayer. First of all, um, the AI isn't. It's serviceable, but it's definitely not gonna challenge you or anything.
Yeah.
Um, but you're right. It does. It's very easy to pick up and start playing.
But I do
But I
think
would say as a full package, I guess I'm seeing it below some of these other ones that kind of have um, came out with, hey, we have everything here ready to go. I mean, even like Suro even came out with like some variants included and different
right.
modes that weren't in the actual board game and stuff like that.
That's true.
And someone just said it's a great game, but it's not easiest to read small card text, and I would agree with that too. I think that especially like trying to play it on a phone, it's really hard to play because I can't read the text on the cards without tapping on them.
That's true.
Um,
And they didn't like use
so
any
I
like
mean, I just
new symbology or something to make that easier for sure.
right, so it's just. I mean, I think it's a great game. I really love it. But if in this category for where we're looking at the full package or whatever, I would say that one is falling short. So
I agree with you on that one. I think it's a beautiful game. I mean, I just love the style. I love Tim Fowler's style overall. But
yeah,
yeah, I agree that I think it will come up in other discussions we're going to be having shortly. But I think it doesn't stand in terms of design or whatever, the complete look package. Um, I just want to talk about one that we can just get rid of real quick here. But uh, Mini Metro, we talked about its flaws in terms of a fit for us, but the look is just really cool. Like it's a really cool minimalist look.
it is. Yeah,
I mean, it's kind of a popular one now too. Oh, I just
yeah.
lost. Hey, what do you know? Um, but I think it is pretty cool looking, and just the way the menus work are just really well done.
Well, it looks like a subway map, which is like a totally cool.
Aesthetic.
It's the kind of thing that, especially me, where I live in a place where there aren't subways. Like when I go to New York or something, I can like sit there and stare at that and like just be like kind of transfixed by it for a while.
Right.
It's just kind of cool to check out. And here you have one that's moving and bouncing around, and it's pretty neat.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, you're right. It does look very cool. Well, you have a lot of cities left there.
Yeah, that's why I lost, I think. Because I was playing it while we were talking last time.
Nice.
But yeah, so that is Mini Metro. I think we can remove it from the list. And I'll concede Reigns to you. I think it looks cool, but I think in terms of what we're talking about, these other games need to be discussed before that. So can you make a case for Twilight Struggle among what's remaining?
Yeah,
I'd like to
it's
hear that.
awesome.
Any more than that? Any?
Oh, you want more? Well, it's got solo player. It has AI. Admittedly, the AI is not great, but if you're not a good Twilight Struggle player, it's enough for me to if I want to kill some time, it'll work. But I mean, the strength of it is in the multiplayer, which works fantastic.
Yeah.
They managed to make the UI work wonderfully. Um, so you can easily swap between different zones on the map and see what people have been doing, and um, you're not going to screw up with, oh, I wanted to do a coup instead of put ops out. I wanted, it's very
Right.
easy to make sure you're doing the right action and all that kind of stuff. There's undo. You can undo about back up until the beginning of your turn. They like didn't leave anything out. You can chat. There's in-game chat, so you can sit there and type messages to to the communist you're playing against, and
Oh, you don't. You only play the land of the
no,
free.
I sometimes I'm the communist, um, but I don't know. It's just it. I knew Playdeck was going to do a good job with it, but then when it came out and how good of a job they did, I mean, it's kind of boggles my mind that, and they really haven't had to update it
Yeah.
much at all since it came out. I mean, it was pretty great. Plus, they added tons of like sound effects and audio clips like fire off, which are just cool. Like whenever a new turn begins, you'll get a speech from someone from that era. Will fire off, and it's
Right.
just cool stuff like that that just like makes it like a totally awesome package. So
Yeah. No, I totally agree. I think they've done a really good job. Like, I guess it's not purely a war game, but just capturing the feel of the era. Yeah, those speeches from the different time periods are really cool. I just don't know if it's top two here.
is that because it's also quite opaque? Is that the problem? I mean, it's not something you can just step into and easily learn to play. And
Well, and also just in terms of like overall look and feel, I just feel like I mean I guess it's comparing apples and oranges in a way, but I feel like there's some that are stronger on here in
okay,
that
all
department.
right.
I don't know. Like, yeah, that in my feeling. I don't know. Just because
Yeah, I can. I mean, I can see that. I think they. I mean, obviously, all the games we have left here are
really good.
board games,
Yeah.
so they're a little constrained by. I mean, Playdeck made the move with Agricola in 2013 to not make it look like the board game, and people went crazy because it didn't look just like the board game. So, um, I think they went this time with it. Hey, here's the board game, and it works great. So, what are you going to do? I guess.
Right.
That said, Suro is just the board game too, but they've made theirs look really shiny and cool. So,
I don't know. This is hard. I mean, well, do you want to talk about Sushi Go for a second before we
go ahead, because I
have?
haven't played it as much as you have. So,
Okay. I mean, I love like just even the splash screen, right? The little octopus sushi dude. I guess you're gonna be a couple seconds behind, but it's got the sushi belt, and it's pretty fun. Where should we go here? There's a lot of sashimi here. I don't know. I think for a drafting game, it does a good job of showing everything. That being said, even for as simple as what they're trying to show, a lot of times, like even here, I can't see everything that I can select, and so it's like, uh, I'm even within the constraints. I feel like they still have some work to do, if that makes any sense. But it's really fun. It's really beautiful, and it made me become a fan of this game on the tabletop that I hadn't tried yet. I don't know.
it is pretty awesome looking. I haven't played the cardboard version. Is the art and stuff from this game the same from the cardboard version?
Yeah, the sushi, all the little sushi pieces look the same as the
Okay,
cardboard version.
okay.
Um, but yeah, I think we can take it off. Man, someone took my
Are you
sashimi.
sure?
Jerks. I don't know. Well, I mean, I
Go
think
you go crazy here. Just go ahead and pick the two you want here. This is
no,
your
no.
category,
It is not.
Brad. I
It's.
want you to live
I don't think it's my category, but I.
live your
No, I
life,
can see
Brad.
sushi going. I don't know. I think we need to have a
Sushi going.
discussion. So yeah. Oh well, I didn't. That was on accident. But uh, no, I think we have to have a hard discussion about Colt Express. So I know that you and many others, uh, maybe myself included. Well, really, myself included was just maybe I learned that I didn't like the board game as much as I thought I did, playing it digitally. But I think if there's one thing it does really, really well, it's this category. It's being stylish. Like it has
Yeah,
everything going
you're
for
you're
it.
right. You're
And
right.
if there were a way that we were going to like, and I think more than almost anything else on here,
So what you're saying is spoiler for the next couple categories, but Colt Express isn't going to win those. So we're going to give it something now.
Well, I don't want to give it like a. I'm not trying to like give it like a reward, but I
Consolation
think
prize.
I think it does deserve this, right? Like I think if there's one that I just don't want our dislike of of everything about it to take away from
I
what
don't
it's doing
dislike
in
everything
style.
about it. I just
I guess it's lackluster debut, maybe. Is that
it's
it?
well, yeah, the multiplayer was definitely a problem at launch.
Yeah.
Personally, I didn't care that much about that because I was trying to story mode and whatever else, and but the big thing is just you're right, playing it because I like the game. I own it, and it does get pulled out, and I like this game. And then I played it on the app, and I was like, oh my god, this game just does not work as an app. I guess it's kind of like, and I know you like Coup,
Yeah.
but it's like putting a game like that on digital where it's just not.
Doesn't really fit.
Cold Express is a game where you're supposed to like, oh, you punch someone when they weren't expecting it, so now they're two cars over and they shoot and there's no one them to shoot, and the marshal moves into their car, knocks them up because they played the wrong card, and
Yeah.
then you're sitting there laughing at each other because things are
Because of what
crazy, and that
happened, right?
and when you're sitting by yourself in bed playing it solo against AI, it's like yeah. So yeah, the AI just missed. Hooray!
That's
there's
true.
there's none of that, and it kind of loses a bunch of the fun. Now you're right, though. It is a very stylish and well done app. So you're right. Maybe this is the perfect category for it. Um,
But Suro's really good too. I don't know. Like, I guess my
well, we could do it. One, two, three. We already did it for one of the other categories.
so much writing. Yeah, we could do that.
We can
Uh,
dump Twilight Struggle because I can guarantee you it's going to get talked about in the next two categories. So,
well, my only struggle with Twilight Struggle, that was on purpose that time,
oh brother.
is that um, I know Playdeck's gonna do a good job the way that they do it, but I guess that shouldn't disqualify it. It didn't stand out to me in all the other ways. I don't know.
Okay, that's fine. Kill it. I'm
Okay.
gonna kill it right now.
All right.
You can kill
You
it. You
no,
got it.
after you.
All
We
right,
think we did it
it's
together.
gone.
Um, so who's the winner then? Of we on remaining our list is Suro, Colt Express, and Sushi Go.
Well, of the three, I would say personally, I would say Suro.
I think I can get on board with that.
Yeah, I mean Suro's just it's a fun game to play online and by yourself. It's great presentation.
And it's a great
Everything
game.
about it is good.
It's a great game like on the tabletop to bring out casually, but there's so many fun ways to play it digitally that you can't do on the table, like measuring the longest path or
Right. Yeah, no,
that
there's
kind of
some
thing.
cool stuff they did in there, which is neat.
All right.
So,
So
all right.
that vicious category, holy cow, that took
Thank God.
as
Let's move
long as
on
those other
because that
two
was
categories.
crazy.
Um, so we have our achievement in design, best, most stylish game of the year is Tsuro with Colt Express and Sushi Go as runners up. All
Well
right.
done. All right, best board game.
So best
This
board
is the
game
good one.
port. Where is my list? All right, best board game port. Let me update the old thing here so I don't forget it later. Um, okay, so this category is a like a game of the year, but it has to be uh, a originally cardboard game and then transferred into a digital version. And I know that sounds crazy to have a category like that based on what we cover, but there's lots of original board games that we cover and other stuff that's just adjacent that sometimes ends up on that final list. So that's why we have this category as well as a games of the year category. Is that a good enough explanation? I don't know.
I fell asleep. I don't know.
Thank you for the
Are you
support.
still talking?
For the
Yeah.
support there. Uh, okay, so our nominees are, and some of these might bounce off, I don't know, but our nominees are Patchwork, Twilight Struggle, The Game, which is the hardest
Oh,
app to ever pull up on any search. Anyway, whatever. Worst naming of your game ever. I'm sorry. Can we do an award for that? A special award?
That would win, yes.
Pathfinder Adventures, Lanterns, All Creatures Big and Small, Colt Express, Suro, Sushi Go, Paperback, Patchwork is on there
You
again.
already said that twice.
Hey,
Wow, I think
I
you're.
so great. We named it twice. Maquis and Baseball Highlights 2045. So I think some of these are definitely on here, so we can chat about them for a second. Just kind of highlight them. I don't think they're gonna make.
Well, I think the big thing is just that list you just read. All those games came out in
I know, and that's not all the
in
board game ports. Like
2016.
that's just.
No, but I mean that's just ridiculous how many good board game parts came out this year. So,
Yep. Oh, Asmati just liked us. We're gonna get in trouble that Red Seven's not on that list. But I think it's a trick taking game, so I don't even know what it is. Uh,
this is true.
but like we got Cthulhu Realms I don't have on there. Exploding Kittens, Forbidden Desert I didn't put on that list, but is on the Game
Oh
of the Year
God,
list.
Forbidden Desert. Yeah, that came out this year.
Do we need to
It's
add that? I don't
crazy.
know. Uh,
Well, I can tell you it's not going to win, but
but it's a
I
great game,
mean,
and Red
it is a
Seven's
great
also a
game.
great game.
Red Seven
Uh,
is a good game too. Yeah.
Quicks came out this year. Puzzle Strike came out this year. I had to look that up to
God.
confirm that
Oh
it
my
was
God,
true.
that's crazy.
Anyway, there's tons of great games that came out this year. And I apologize if we forgot your favorite, but these are the ones that stood out to us. Uh, and I guess Patchwork stood out to me twice because I put it on there 2 times. uh,
Favoritism.
but all right, let's see here. Okay, so maybe we
All
should.
right.
Do you want to talk about baseball highlights? Because I don't know if it stands with these, but I think we should definitely chat about it for a
Sure.
second.
Well, it definitely
Welcome
doesn't
to
have the
Mike
polish
Fitzgerald's
of the rest of
Baseball
these,
Highlight.
but it's one of the games it came out in January, I believe, and it's still on my iPad and it still gets played and I bought all the expansions. Um, and the developer, it's a one man developer guy doing this in his spare time kind of thing, and he just keeps adding stuff and polishing the
Play
app
ball.
and yeah, I mean it's fun. It's a fun little silly baseball game by Mike Fitzgerald that um I'm not a huge baseball fan, but you don't have to be because I mean it has like robots and cyborgs and it's kind of silly and ridiculous, and it shrinks an entire baseball game down into 6 cards. So both players play 6 cards. That's the game, and you go and it feels like a baseball game, and it's cool. And the app does it
Double.
very well. And they've added AI now. There was just a solitaire mode earlier, but now there's AI you can play against, and
Right.
you can play a whole World Series, and
Home run.
you can do the entire World Series in about I don't know 15 minutes on the app. I mean, and and it's hard. I mean, I'm not that good at it, and I get beat quite a bit. Now you're showing the iPhone version, and the
Yeah.
iPhone version is a little wonky just
Single.
because the
The
you
UI is
know
pretty
Single.
big.
the UI it gets kind of screwed up a little bit. The things get squished and stuff. It still works, it's fine, but
Yeah.
on the iPad it looks and
Double.
plays great. So, but yeah, like I said, this is a if you know like I know people criticize it because it doesn't have the shine and polish of a professional developer. But seriously, this is a guy who just really liked the game and learned how to code. I think this is the game he taught himself to code while
Oh
making
wow.
this game, and and this is it. And considering all that, it's pretty amazing and a pretty awesome version. And I wish it's like giving me a thought, like, well, why don't I learn how to code and start making all these games that aren't out yet that I want to play? So,
Right.
um,
Well, I think
but anyway,
after our discussion in the last category, I think it's pretty clear that obviously you
Double.
you care less about looks and more about the experience, if that makes any sense. Uh, Sometimes, not all the time. But I mean, there's definitely gamers out there that
Single.
care more about the game and its function than how it looks
Double.
digitally,
yeah,
and even physically too. But
yeah, and I think especially with board games, that I mean, I don't care as much about the look as I do about can I play the game and does it work? I mean, I'm a guy who plays stuff on Vassal
Right.
and used a spreadsheet to play Twilight Struggle, and I so to me, I didn't really care so much about the look as long as it was functional and it worked. And for me, it works great, and it lets me play a game that I like a lot, which is nice because it's normally like it's really a two-player game. I think you can
Right.
play with more players, but it's really a two-player game, and that's just not something that gets pulled out very often at home here.
Right.
So it's cool to have it on my iPad
You're out.
and play it, and it does. I do play it quite a bit. But yes, I think when we put it up against the likes of
You're out.
Patchwork and Lanterns and Suro and Pathfinder, I don't know that it stands up against them, but
Yeah.
it is worthy of mention. I think as being a good board game port of 2016.
And I just want to point out that I've just been playing basically randomly,
Single
and
file.
I'm doing better than I usually do, just randomly playing. So, just want to point that out. Not a comment on the
Single.
game, mostly a comment on me.
The
But
human has been neutralized.
okay.
Someone's Trashorama is saying that the app has been pirated,
Oh, that's
which
terrible if
I'm
that's happening.
interesting to yeah. So I'm gonna have to look into that and
And if
see.
you download a pirated version, you're not my friend. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I'm
which
sorry,
is kind
but
of
people work hard to make these things, and both the physical and the digital versions, and to not give them their due seems insane to me. So, anyway,
thank you. I agree.
okay. I can talk about one another kind of smaller one, Maquis. I don't know. This one just came out of nowhere, at least for me, and I probably should start the tutorial because I can't remember. But it's this fun little solitaire game where you're trying to help the French resistance and avoid the Nazis, which is always great. Um, but I don't know. And it's not, again, just like baseball highlights, it's not like going to stand up to those other games in terms of look and feature sets and all that stuff, but just I thought they did a really good job with what they had.
I have not played McKee really. I remember it coming out and stuff, but I have not actually played it. So
So you're trying
um,
to sneak around and grab the stuff and grab certain things to pull off certain missions, and each
it
mission
looks
has
cool.
different requirements. So pretty cool. I just want to mention it here. Again, in a year of amazing board game ports, it's
And this is McKee is. Do you know who does
the app.
the physical version of that one?
I think it
No, the actual physical is
might
it?
be a print and play.
Oh, it is. You're right. Yeah, it's web published. So okay,
Yeah. So
interesting. Okay,
here we
and
go.
it's just a solitaire game. So okay,
Yep.
that's cool. I'm gonna have to check that one out. I remember when it came out, and I never got to sit down and play it. So
There's a lot of fun
all right.
little solitaire things like that that have appeared here. All right, cool. So I will go ahead and remove that one from the list. Okay, looking at this list again, I see one more that might. Well, okay, Colt Express. We've talked about beautiful game. Maybe not our favorite. Uh, Full execution, I guess. Is that the right way to put it?
Yeah, that and I think just as a game, it suffers from not being around a table with
Yeah,
other people.
it just didn't work
So
as well.
it's not the developer's fault. That's just the game that it is. So,
Yeah.
um, and other people may not care, but for me, it just came off kind of flat. Playing it was not the fun, happy time I was having when I play it with friends. So,
And I think if you look, there's a text conversation between us where I said a lot of the similar things. I'm like, maybe I don't like this as much as I thought I did.
yeah,
But,
right.
like, because I love the game on the tabletop, and that doesn't mean that the app is bad. It just means that maybe, maybe it's not the best fit, or maybe it depends on your personality.
Yeah, there's another game that we won't talk about today because it's a 2017 release that kind of fits into that same. Uh, I'm having kind of the same feelings about actually.
What one
It's from the
is?
same
Oh,
same
okay, okay,
publisher
okay, yeah,
actually.
yeah.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about. Though I have to say, and if we can talk about that game another time, but I feel like the AI does really give you good cards to guess the stuff. So I don't know.
Yes,
Maybe too good sometimes, but not always. I don't know. I've
that's what
gotten
I
them wrong
think. Yeah.
before. So Um, yeah, we're talking about Mysterium. Mysteriously talking about Mysterium.
Yeah, no,
Um,
you're it.
but I want to try some online because there wasn't when I was making our video. There, the online wasn't up yet. So I mean, it
Right.
was, but there was no one. It was like me and
Yeah.
you and whoever else had a code
Right.
at the time. So I want to try some online and see how it feels because
I do too.
it's so
We should do
pretty.
that at some point. It
Yeah.
is a very pretty game. Yeah, it is.
Uh,
But anyway, that's totally something we shouldn't be talking about.
but I'll remove Coal Express. Also, I don't know. I put all creatures big and small on here. Um, I thought it was a really good showing from Digidice. I think Patchwork is definitely better from them, but it was an interesting port to have. Did you play that one very much?
Not at all.
Well, that is a fair answer, an honest answer.
Yeah, no, it was and I probably should, but I don't know. I have Agricola on my phone,
So you're just
Played
gonna
X,
play
so
Agricola.
I was like, why? This one was like, I didn't see the point. I guess they're different games, and whatever. But
Yeah,
I don't know. I really like my Agricola app, so I just didn't really see a point to get in this one. But
yeah.
um, Patrick though, Patrick is great, but. Yeah, so no, I think I downloaded it when it first came out, and I don't know that I ever even opened it. So, and
Okay.
that's me. I'm just a bad person.
Yeah, I think it's really beautiful. If Agricola is too complicated for you, this is a kind of simplified version, similar game, but simplified. I would say, yeah.
I'll check it out. I mean, I like Agricola so much. I should check it out. I don't know. I don't know. I don't own the physical copy either, and I have every other Uwe Rosenberg game on my shelf except for like that one, and just I don't know. It just never tripped my trigger. So,
Yeah.
but
But I'm glad we
anyway,
got to mention
so
it here. I'm
I
gonna give it the axe.
well, Digidice is doing good work.
Yeah,
Keep it up, Digidice.
agreed.
With that small game you're working on now that
Yeah,
no one's ever heard
a
of.
little indie, a little Kickstarter success.
Terra something. Yeah, I don't know.
So can you talk to me as we're talking about what's remaining on this list? I think we have to talk about the game. I've never played it, so I can't really talk to it. It bothers me because I
The
can never
game?
find it when I need to when I need to post about it. I can never find a link to it, so it just annoys me. Even like searching our blog to find the game
Uh,
pulls up about 1,000 results. So can you can you talk to me about that?
yeah, it's actually it's a great game. The game is um no, it's a cool and it works great solo. Um so have you not played it at all? You don't know anything about it,
I
period,
I've looked
or
at it. I mean, I haven't played it.
okay. So there's a deck of cards from 1 to 100, and basically your goal is to get all the cards from that deck out on the table, but you have to go in order. On one side, you have to go from 100 down, and the other side, you have to go from 2 up, and you have to play the cards in your hand, obviously, so you're going to start skipping big gaps, and then you can't go backwards and whatever. So um, it's an incredibly simple game. It's kind of dumb. I mean, really, when you think about it, it's like this is like way easy. Like, how did I not think of this earlier? Um, but yeah, the app actually is fantastic. It's one of those great I have 5 minutes. I'm going to sit here and throw some cards and get very mad because the cards I need are never going to come up. And
Mhm.
but yeah, no, it's a really well done implementation. You're right; it has a horribly stupid name. Um, I think it's something else
Board Game Geek.
on iTunes, isn't it?
I
On iTunes,
Your guess is as good as
they
mine because
added
I tried to
something to
find
it.
it to download today to show it while we're talking about it, and I couldn't
Uh,
find it.
yeah, it's the game "Play as Long as You Can" on the App Store.
Okay,
That's the
okay.
yes. Um, and it's got really stupid art with skulls and stuff that has nothing to
To do
do,
with
and
it.
it's really dumb. But I mean, it is. It's like the weirdest, dumbest game, but it's fun. It's hell to play, um, and it's really easy too, and it works great as a solo game. So it's one of those total time wasters. It's almost like a puzzle game where it's just easy to pull out. play for a few minutes, put it away.
Do you,
They also have some cool variants in there, which I don't know if they're
official?
actual
Okay.
expansions or not. Like if you can get those for the cardboard version, I have no idea. I do own the cardboard version, but just the base one, so I don't know if the expansions are real expansions or just for the digital version.
Okay.
Um, but no, and it's $3, and it's definitely worth the $3. It's a great little game. So
Do you think it
um,
stands against anything else that's still here, or do you think we can?
I'd say just from a depth standpoint, it doesn't stand up against most of these.
Okay.
Again, that's not the devs' fault at all. It's just the way the game is. It's just you
Right.
know,
It just didn't
it,
stick
it's
with us as long because it was a different kind of game.
yeah. I mean, it would be like putting Civ 6 and Solitairica on the same list. It's like,
Right.
well, yeah, well, they're both good games, but one of them's a little deeper than the other one. So
I know Solitaire, the level of depth is just.
it's very deep. Yes.
All right.
Um, so
So,
yeah, it's good. Honorable mention, but yeah, not top three. I wouldn't
okay.
say. Not with this list.
Once that's gone, I mean, I can offer one up on the altar here. I don't know, but maybe you don't agree with me. But I'm kind of thinking, like, okay, I really love Lanterns. I think it's a great version. Um, I think it was just a timing thing for me. I haven't played it as much as uh, other
I haven't
games,
either, and that's kind of weird. I don't know why,
and it's
because I liked it quite a bit.
and honestly, it has nothing to do it's nothing against the game itself. It's more just I don't know. I just
I
haven't.
wondered when did that come out? I'm wondering,
I,
was there
th-
something else that came out right at the same time? Maybe
I
because
think it
it's one of those
must
that
have.
when it came out, where I was like very excited, downloaded it, and then
Yeah.
I just didn't play it, and I don't know. I don't know why that is. I'm guessing something else came out that was like, oh, we got to take care of this, and then it just kind of fell away.
Did you notice
Um,
there's frost on the pond?
it's a
It's
beautiful game. I mean, it's
oh
really
gosh.
cool.
I
Yeah.
haven't played it as much as some of these
No,
others.
I haven't either.
And so it's
I haven't either. So it's our fault that it's not getting higher ranked on this one. But
yeah, because I feel like it's easier for me to let it go just because I I personally haven't had as much attachment to it as no, stop taking my spots. I want to double up. Sorry, I'm just yelling at the AI right now. Uh,
um, sorry, I'm trying to
oh,
answer.
to see if there was something else. Are people asking
I'm just
questions?
yeah.
We can
So
also answer them. Lotus.
is there an app for that?
I don't
I
know.
know it was at Gen Con, the card game of it, but I didn't play it there. But I saw it in the game room. But um, I don't know if there's an app for that one.
So this is Lanterns, the Harvest Festival, I believe. Um, yeah, I don't know. From I mean, just reading through this list, right? We've still got Patchwork, Twilight Struggle, Pathfinder Adventures, Lanterns, Suro, Sushi Go, and Paperback. Of all those, I can see Lanterns going.
Well, I think it has to just for the fact that we slacked off and
Play it enough.
didn't play it as much.
Yeah, but I could definitely seeing it being best old game next year or something like that. One that we come back to. All right.
So we're getting down to the nitty gritty now.
Yeah.
So what do we have
Pull out the
left? We have
fisticuffs. All right, on our
Patchwork, Twilight
list.
Struggle, Pathfinder Adventures, Suro, Sushigo, and Paperback.
Right.
All right, I would say of these six games, I nominate to be executed Paperback.
All right. Let's talk about it. Man, I love paperback so much, but
I do. I do too.
it's a fun I know the AI is not amazing, but I feel like it's more me what's the biggest word that I can make? Like, you know,
That's how I play it too. Yeah.
like how can I push myself? Man, paperback, excellent game. I totally, I mean, we talked a lot about it in the style section, but it really looks beautiful. Um, it's a little hard to read the cards for sure. Um, so yeah,
It is on the phone. On the iPad. I don't have a problem, but just on the phone, it's an issue. So,
but I also feel
um,
like my favorite, kind of one of my favorite ways to play this game would be on a phone because it's a quick kind of. I
it
see it more as
is.
like a quick
You're right.
brain puzzle than.
And it's not hard. I mean, all you have to do is tap on the card, and you can easily read it. It's not that big a deal. It's just that you can't, just scan the board and read what they do. So,
Yeah,
um, it is a great game. I love it. I have the cardboard version of this one too, and I love it. I love that, and it really kind of makes me wish that it had online multiplayer because I think this game would really shine with. I mean, it would be like a Words with Friends or something where you could sit there and bounce back and forth with other people. I think it would be a blast. So,
yeah.
um, and I'm hoping that it's coming. The developer has said that it's on the way, but so hopefully soon. But
All
wow, look at
right,
you,
I won. I'm a winner.
stones. Now I'm hungry.
All right, so I think yeah, we'll remove it again. Congrats to Tim Flowers. I mean, it's an amazing game, and I think it looks beautiful and plays really well. It's a perfect mobile game. It's just there's a lot of great board game ports this year.
Yeah,
That's true. Multiplayer would make it rise above, like you
it
said.
would be awesome. Yeah, it would just be great.
So I think we should of these. So we've Patchwork,
So we have
Twilight Struggle,
5.
Pathfinder, Zero, and Sushi Go. It's five remaining.
Let's start at the other end.
What has to? No, that's what I was gonna say. What do we think is a lock? And I would say that Pathfinder
Well,
Adventures is a lock. Yeah,
I, Pathfinder Adventures is my winner in this category, and you're gonna be hard pressed to talk me out of that one. So,
and I see no reason not to. But so we can declare that. And I definitely think I don't. Well, do you see any others that are definitely a lock there?
I see one that I think is a lock, but I think you're gonna disagree with me.
Well, I know what you're gonna say, and I don't know. Like I think that Playdeck managed to port Twilight Struggle over to digital platforms and it's comprehensible is a huge achievement. So it's hard for me to deny that being on this list, I think.
Well, are we gonna narrow this down to two or?
I think we did three last year, if I'm not mistaken. So I was trying for that.
Okay, so going for three. Lucky 10 is asking about what do you think about your mic, and I'm trying to figure out if he's. Oh yeah, I believe he's probably talking to you with your headset.
All right, am I
So
not
please let
coming
him know.
through? Hello,
No, I
hello.
don't know. I think he's asking because he might be looking to buy a mic. So
This is just a Logitech headset. I do not recommend it. It's all
you'll have
right,
to turn
but
into our mic and sound equipment podcast that we'll be doing.
no. But if you are hearing issues, let me know. I don't really have an easy way to monitor myself with my current setup. Indecisive. Brad is indecisive. That is very true. No, yeah. So I think Twilight Struggle goes on the list. These other
Okay.
three. I mean, I don't know how it couldn't. Like it's an achievement. It's
I would say of the other ones, I would say Patchwork is my favorite. Between Patchwork, Suro, and Sushi Go, I would pick Patchwork. But um, I'm willing to chat about it if you like.
I want to fight back, but I was thinking the exact. I was about to say the same thing. So, but I just feel like those Suro and Sushi Go are such good games. Definitely. I mean, if I was gonna cut one of those two, it would be Sushi Go. Suro's just really great. I don't know, they're all really good, but maybe they'll get
They are.
props in our top five over here. Who knows? Uh,
You never know. One more category.
yes. All right. I think I can agree with you that Patchwork deserves the third spot. Does that sound good?
Sure.
All right. So for board game port of the year is Pathfinder Adventures, with Twilight Struggle and Patchwork as runners up. Uh, yeah.
Yay.
Okay, final thing. We're rounding out almost an hour and a half here. Uh, we knew this one was gonna be a little long. Okay, so let's see here. We have so our final category is Game of the Year. The way this category works is we narrow down to a list of 5 games and then rank those games 1 to 5.
Oh
So
boy.
it's really games of the year, I guess. Um, so definitely going to be a bit of a trickier category. We don't have as many in this category as we usually do. Is there anything you want to add
Um.
before we battle?
No, I mean it's a pretty good list. There's a
Because
few
I think
that
we're
I
missing
need to be in here
this one, right?
that are here. So
I don't know. I feel like we're missing Patchwork was not on there.
oh yeah.
Uh, I don't know.
And
Is
this
there
is
anything
just mobile.
else?
We're doing just so people know we're not. This is only mobile games, so we're not picking like Civ 6 or anything for this
So
category.
does that mean I have to take off Pocket Card Jockey? All right, I'll cut it off.
No, that's still. I mean, that's handheld at least, so
Well,
it's not a PC game.
I'm sure it's gonna go off quickly. So I just wanted to say, Pocket Card Jockey was my
Get
favorite
it off.
game of the first half of the year, and I talked about it a lot already tonight. So it's gone. But
Show the cute horses again, and
oh,
then
do you want to watch that again?
not really,
That cute video. Here they go.
not really.
Wait.
No.
Oh, now we're getting an ad. We're
Oh,
watching an ad on a video.
you had to try to be clever.
Oh no. Oh no. Horses. So cute. Look at them run. Their little stubby legs. Okay. Let me turn that off so it's not there when we come back. All right. So to read the nominees, we have
Oh,
what? What?
I'm behind, so I'm just seeing that ad.
Oh yeah.
That was high class right there.
Yes. Yes. Super high production values, man. Don't
Whew.
worry about it. It's hard when you're pulling in YouTube videos because they may play a pre-roll ad and you can't control it. So Pathfinder Adventures is on our list. SteamWorld Heist, Suro, Paperback, Sushi Go, Mini Metro, Colt Express, Forbidden Desert, Reigns, Patchwork, and Twilight Struggle. Anything we're missing that should be on there before we.
I'm sure there's something. Um,
Lanterns is not on there.
yeah,
Uh,
but neither of us have played it enough to. I
yeah,
mean, that's our fault. So, um,
Sushi Go is on there. Okay.
yeah.
Well,
The one game, and we even talked about this today, is I don't think you've played it much, and I haven't played it at all, but I know it's like very popular, and someone on my other site like voted it their best game of the year, and that's Space Food Truck.
yeah,
So if people are wondering why that's not on here, maybe it should be, but Brad and I just haven't. I haven't played it at all, and I know Brad tried to and was having some issues with his iPad, so it just was one of those like kind of fluke things that we just never kind of got to it. So, and that
yeah,
was another late year release, so it just kind of slipped by.
yeah.
I'm
It was a
sure it will
weird
get played this year.
situation. Yeah, it was a weird situation with that one. Um,
What about Mario?
Super Mario Run.
Yeah,
Uh, I,
that's your favorite game ever,
I, hey, I didn't even like try to make a reason to make a video about that. Okay, and you know me, like you know me, but I
Mister
didn't even try.
Clickbait.
Yeah, Mr. Clickbait over here. No, I don't know. It was a fun game, but definitely doesn't fit our subject matter. And people are asking why Red 7 isn't on the list. I Red 7's a really well done game. It's not my kind of game. I don't know, Dave, how you feel about it. I know it's not for me. Like I know that's the kind of thing that's not usually for me.
I love the card game, and I just it's just something with the app where when it came out, I played a little but not much, and I think I was just busy, so I handed the review off to one of the other writers, and then I just kind of let it go and started, moving on to the next thing. So, again, that's probably my bad more than anything else I haven't played it more. So,
You know what? I'm willing to give you an early victory here and cut one that
It's about time.
that I like. But uh, you know, I think we gave Reigns the props in the interactive story section, but I don't think it needs to have a place in our top five list.
It, yeah, I agree. I mean, I really want to like it, and I keep hearing like it's very like things happen later as you play it and stuff, and it gets really crazy. And but I just don't know that I'm willing to go that far. I guess so.
You don't like it enough to give it a chance. Oh no, I think I'm gonna lose. I think the church is gonna
Well,
take control.
I've played quite a bit. I mean, I have I don't know a lot of little families on that timeline of dead kings, um, but yeah, it just started to feel like I was doing the same thing, and I didn't know what the point was. And I know you had said that one of the achievements is to fall in love with a bird or something like that. Well, maybe that's the problem because I didn't ever look at the achievements or anything. So I guess I was like, I don't know. I didn't really have a goal. I guess I wasn't sure what the hell I was supposed to do or not do, and
Yeah.
so I don't know. I'm just a terrible person. So
No, you're not a terrible person, but I'm willing to concede it
I
on this
am.
list. So it is gone. And I know
Oof.
Colt Express we should probably remove.
Well, it definitely wouldn't be on my top 5 on this list. So
And I took Mini Metro off. I think I put it there because I felt like contractually obligated because everyone likes it so much to put it there. Uh, but it's gone. It's gone now. Okay, so should we read through the remaining list? We have Pathfinder Adventures, SteamWorld Heist, Suro, Paperback, Sushi Go, Forbidden Desert, Patchwork, and Twilight Struggle.
all right, Forbidden Desert. Um, I would probably kick off because, frankly, I don't care for it that much. So I like Forbidden Island better. I think Forbidden Desert just there's like I don't know. It just does not do it for me. There's like too much stuff going on, and I like the simplicity of Forbidden Island. So this is probably heresy. I know I probably like,
I mean, it's perfectly
but
acceptable to have bad taste. Like, we'll allow you to have bad taste. Uh,
and this is the only time I've ever had bad taste in my entire life. Oh wait, you've seen me. You know I have bad taste all the time.
no, I'm
Never
just kidding.
mind.
Forbidden Desert is fun, but I agree it doesn't go with these. So we're down to only 7 games. We only have to cut 2 more of our darlings. So can I just say, I really would love, as the token not board game on this list, to have SteamWorld Heist in number 5. I feel like
That's fine. Yeah,
it is
it's a
one of
it's a
my
good game.
favorite games of the year. Well, and I don't know. It's one of my favorite mobile games. Um, oh no, it didn't save
I'm
me.
not going to argue.
Mid.
It's a very good game.
So
So
I
Steamworld Heist is number 5.
I would love to see it as number 5. We don't have.
I will
I don't want
put
to
it
kick it
down
off
as number
yet.
5. Well, I just put it as our number 5, so put it as number 5.
Okay. But we need to cut 2 things. So I don't know. Maybe it does get cut. But I really love it.
No, because I think you're right. I think that it's original enough and stuff that it deserves to be on the list. So,
All right.
so what do we cut though? This is tough. We're not cutting Pathfinder.
No.
I honestly I personally I couldn't cut Twilight Struggle, but I mean,
I don't see it go. Yeah, I mean, for me
you
personally,
hate it. Just come out and say it. You hate it.
no, I don't hate it. I'm just an idiot, right? Like I tried. I tried so hard to figure out that game and to figure out Twilight Struggle. And earlier in our chat, someone was asking if it would be easier if they could get it if they'd played the board game, and I think it might be easier if you've actually played the tabletop game. I don't like if I had a little more
Yeah, it's hard for me
context
to
to my
tell.
actions.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. It's hard for me to judge like the tutorial or learning because I knew the game well
No,
when
and
I
I
I
think it
didn't have
has a
to do it,
fantastic tutorial.
so it's hard for me to tell.
I just think I'm just too dense or something. I don't know. But
Well, there's a lot going on. I mean, there's a lot, and I still screw up rules. I mean, I still will send someone a op and then create nuclear war on my turn, which I didn't mean to do, but I'm dumb. So yeah, definitely there's a lot of things there, but considering that it's it is a complex game and it's up near the top of the best of BGG list and has been for since it was released, and the fact that they did such a good job with it, I just find it hard to be like, you know,
no,
to
no
knock it
soup for
off of
you.
this list.
No, I agree. I think it's got to stay on. Um, what about paperback?
And if you don't,
Sorry.
oh, not
What about
paperback is
paperback? Where's paperback?
boy, I do like paperback. I like all these games
I know
lots.
that's
I
the
mean, I
problem.
personally I would cut Sushi Go just because I have them of the ones on here. That's the one I've probably played the least. So I mean, but that's just my personal.
Yeah, I could see Sushi Go going. I'm gonna say that again. Great. Again, but yeah, I definitely could see that happening. Um, it's I don't know. It's a beautiful game, but there's a lot of competition on this list, so I can see it being a struggle.
Paperback is fun though. Boy. So how many do you have to cut? We have one, two,
We have to
three,
cut
four,
two.
five. Oh god, we have to cut two.
I know.
Are you like set on Suro being this list?
Um, what would you take? Like,
Well, let's start comparing them. Let's start comparing here.
let's just apples to apples comparisons of games.
Suro Patchwork.
Suro Patchwork, I would take Suro.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, that blows my mind.
I played Suro way more, and I think it's super accessible. I don't know. I like
Oh,
Patchwork is
okay.
Patchwork is
Okay. Well, that.
like you know the old like when we first started doing this like the way all Euro games were presented was in one way, and I feel like
Yes.
DigiDiced has moved that into like 2.0, like how Euro games are presented 2.0, and it's great because they're a little more friendly than
Yeah.
they used to be.
Right.
Um, like
Yeah. It's basically like Codito, but upgraded a little bit. Yeah.
right, with a little more like quality of life things added.
Yeah.
So I love it, and I would take it. I would take it over Sushi
Well.
Go
Oh.
and
Okay.
paperback. I don't
Good.
know.
So we're getting rid of paperback and sushi go then, is what you're saying.
I could see getting rid of those, but I don't know if you want to get rid of paperback.
Um. Well, I liked Patchwork more than Suro, so I'm really surprised by that. But
Well, no, I mean I would probably like
well, if you had to put okay, you said Suro over Patchwork, and then, so but if you compare Paperback to Patchwork and Sushi Go to Patchwork, you would pick Patchwork over both of those.
I think so in terms of
I
the quality of game, but
would
Sushi
pick it
Go's so
over
good though.
Sushi Go for sure. I
Yeah,
mean,
like
I think just from an overall app presentation and everything, I think Patchwork would Patchwork would win, but that's only because Paperback doesn't have the multiplayer and doesn't have,
right.
um, but I think yeah, if Paperback like um, OTG Gamer saying that yeah, I wish it had online multiplayer. I think if Paperback had online multiplayer, it might be vying for the number one spot on the list. I mean, it
Yeah,
might be just a monster title. So
I agree.
so
I think
maybe
so.
that's 2017 will be Paperback's year where they get online multiplayer and it becomes a obsession and everyone loves it. So,
Yeah.
but you're right. I would like keep Suro and Patchwork on the list and get rid of Paperback. back in Sushi Go.
Okay. I yeah, I think I'll take. Oh yes. Yeah, no, that works. Sushi Go is just so good. I mean, so is Paperback. Like all
We,
these 7 games are
they
amazing.
all are. They're all good. They should all be. They're all honored to be nominees.
So let me just read
Someone's got to
through
win.
our 5, and then we can order them. So we've got Pathfinder
I already
Adventures.
ordered.
You already ordered it. SteamWorld Heist,
Yes.
Suro, Patchwork, and Twilight Struggle.
Okay. So we have 5 as Steamworld Heist. We already said that.
So I
So
think we know what number 1 is, right? I mean, I know that's not doesn't ruins the
well, let's go to
suspense,
4.
but oh,
Go
you
to
want to count
4.
up?
So I'm
Okay.
guessing because Sir. Yeah. So Suro, you like Suro better than Patchwork. So I'm gonna think Patchwork is our 4. Or did you want to put Twilight Struggle down at 4?
I to me, I feel like Twilight is 4, and I would actually like. I know this sounds weird,
I can live with that.
even though I voted Patchwork over Suro, I would think our two opinions meshed. I could see Patchwork being 2, but maybe that doesn't make any sense. I don't
Oof. Oh.
know.
Oof. Um, well, we'll get talk about 2 when we get there.
Okay, okay. Well, it's hard to talk about
It's a
4 without talking about 2, but
well, our number 4 is Twilight Struggle.
is that you're okay with that?
I can live with that.
Okay,
I mean, all these are our top 5. They're all great games. It's
it's true.
at some point here we're just kind of the numbers don't matter,
Yeah, we're just
right?
arbitrarily assigning numbers to things at some point. You're right. Okay, so we've got Pathfinder, Suro, and Patchwork. We're looking for a number 3. I could see Suro being 3 or Patchwork.
I would put Suro lower than Patchwork
All
on my
right,
list. So,
so I'll put that as 3. If you're good with that, Suro is 3.
so Suro's 3.
Patchwork versus
Amazing.
Pathfinder, the duel.
Yeah. Well, I is this really cool?
Not really, no. Uh, so 2 is Patchwork, and number 1 is Pathfinder Adventures. I mean, there's kind of, I know it's kind of anticlimactic, but going into this discussion, there's really no contest in terms of Pathfinder. You know, we called it the marriage killer when it first came out. Um, it's just a game that's like uh, perfect for this sort of thing, like perfect fit, right? I don't know. Anything else you want to say about it?
It's probably my favoriteest board game of all time to ever be on my iPad. I mean, I usually kind of get tired of them after a while. Not tired, but I'll burn out. Like, okay, I'm done with this. I'll put it away for a while and start doing something else, and come back to it. But this one, just I still play it, and I still get on there, and I'm spending money on chess for no reason. Even it's ridiculously stupid, but I'm doing it because I want more stuff. And yeah, so I don't know. It's grabbed me like no other, especially board game port has never
Yeah.
done this. Um, you know, it, it's awesome. I mean, it's got bugs. I wish they could fix that, and I wish they could come out with a regular schedule of new content instead of kind of being all over.
Yeah.
Uh, but for what you're getting and how much game you're getting, it's awesome, and there's tons of stuff there. I mean, go through the whole campaign takes forever, and then you can go around and do 4 different characters, and it'll be totally different.
Yeah.
And it's great, and yeah, I love it.
It's so
So
amazing. I mean, like it captures, like not since Warhammer Quest have someone made a board game into an amazing RPG, and this one even follows more of the rules than Warhammer Quest did, I believe. But it's just, it's got every play session. You're trying to find new stuff, and that carries over to new games, and your characters get stronger, and and they've added a lot of new modes that you can do that don't follow the traditional story if you don't want to play that, and
yeah,
so
and cards that aren't in the the cardboard version, and then there's
Yeah.
even stupid stuff like new dice. So you just get that like, when you get enough gold to buy a chest, and then you open it and you get new dice. Like, oh, I got new dice, and now they have new characters you can unlock in chests, and yeah, it's just I don't know. It's except for the menu that you're showing. The menu screen's gaudy as hell, but everything else about the game is
Yeah,
is,
sorry.
is pretty awesome.
I haven't played it on my
So,
iPhone yet, so it's like if I start it, it's gonna take me through the whole tutorial and everything. So I'm just trying to bide my time for a minute. But yeah. Oh, whoa, all my notifications.
look at you. Yeah, look how pretty those are. Ooh.
But yeah, I agree. Man, it's a great game, and
It is.
I hope that they continue to support it. I don't know what it's hitting in terms of their needs. Probably,
Yeah, I don't
probably
either.
not.
I haven't heard.
But hopefully we see
I know it's a
future.
smaller team. It's a
Yeah,
smaller team at Obsidian working on it, which is one of the reasons for the sporadic content.
right.
Um, so I'm not sure. I've been trying to get a hold of the designer and find out if they are planning to do Skull and Shackles next or not, and I've not heard back. But I'm really hoping that they continue to make new content for it. I just hope they're making enough money to justify doing it. So they should be, because I keep sending them money for no reason, because I have enough cards already. But
Yeah.
I'm personally funding the next adventure path, so everyone can thank me.
Are you buying chests
See,
all
and
the
you're playing
time?
with 3 characters. I always play with 6 all the time.
Oh, really?
I
I
play with
usually
the
do
full.
4. I just pulled 3, right? I'm just, you know, I'm gonna try to get my save from the other over here. Maybe I just need to transfer it somehow. But yeah, I
So, well, thanks everyone for watching. Appreciate it.
are you just you're ending it? Just kidding. Um,
Well, I noticed some of the people in the chat kind of sound like they're wrapping up, and we kind of at the end. So it's like, well, it is 10:30, so it's probably a
that's
good
true. That's
time
true.
to.
Well, let's just go over the top 5 real quick before we leave. So number
All right,
5 is SteamWorld Heist. Number
well
4
done.
is Twilight Struggle. Number 3 is Suro. Number 2 is Patchwork, and number 1 is Pathfinder Adventures. All right,
Yes. So,
I think that's it.
all right.
Cool. Dave, thanks again for doing this. I know it's
Yep.
late. And guys, thanks for tuning in. And yeah, Board Game Geek will have other cool streaming content. I think Gamma's soon? I don't know.
I
Uh,
don't know.
Toy Fair will mostly be video content, so you can find that on YouTube. But all right, thanks everybody. Have a great night.
All right. Bye,
Bye.
everyone.